Hello and welcome, this is Melskinner, and we're back with some more The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, continuing on with the Goblin Scourge DLC, playing as Ophelia. And we've defeated some ghouls, and now we're going to move on. Oh, it appears that we have lost our fiery form. The last of the ghouls burn to a crisp, you fall to the floor. You feel weak, and within seconds your flames extinguish, the whispering stops. Once again, you are Ophelia Lapwing. That is the longest I have remained in elemental form. Perhaps I'm losing control after all. I think I enjoyed it. Ooh, okay. You leave the chamber, walk down a short passage, and reach a staircase going up. Let's climb the stairs. At the top of the stairs, the passageway turns sharply to the east. As you pause to get your bearings, you hear a creaking in the rock behind you. You spin around, and time to see a heavy portcullis drop to seal off the passageway behind you. Continue forward, and we're going to have our bench here. Following the path forward, you discover a bench where you're able to rest. A set of stairs lead upward, and a strange light can be seen coming up from the corridor. All right, we're going to, of course, sit down and rest because we need that checkpoint. It's been a very long time since we've had one. And it's also, of course, going to give us our health back to maximum. So we're going to sit on the bench and rest. We don't need to eat provisions because we're perfectly fine there. Okay, so get our standard message here, and +5 stamina. Alright, let's follow the stairs upward. Stepping into a tall pillared room, you are stunned by its centerpiece. In the middle of the room stands a large, intricate glass globe. Inside the globe appears to be a complex maze, constantly twisting and rotating. As you look closer, there seem to be tiny figures inside the maze. I could use the maze jumper from the goblin tunnels. You pull the maze jumper from your backpack. It looks like a smaller version of the glass globe in front of you. The maze jumper suddenly begins to glow, feeling warm in your hand. You feel dizzy, collapsing to the floor. You fall unconscious. Okay, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen here. You wake up and find yourself lying on the floor of a small room that contains a large wooden door. So I guess we just skipped past that whole part of the game. That's fine. There is a wooden bench, which would be convenient for a rest. The passage continues northwards on the other side of the room. So, of course, we're going to rest at the bench. This is just for checkpoint's sake. Sit down on the bench and rest for a moment. Your aching muscles and so on. So forth, standard message. Okay. We can open the door, or we can follow the passageway. I'm going to try and open the door, although I don't think we have the means to do it. You try and open the door, but it holds fast, not even rattling a little bit as if it locked. Try and kick the door down is a bad idea, so we'll just follow the passageway. You continue along a tunnel, which bends to the west and begins to get quite narrow. You follow the passageway when you see a dull glow, which becomes more intense by the second. This is either fire or a dragon. I don't feel like sticking around for either. You press yourself to the wall and narrowly avoid being burned to a crisp, but more flames are on their way. Okay, so we can drink the potion of fire protection. I think this is predominantly what it's for, so why not? Thinking quickly, you drink the potion of fire protection. More flames blast towards you from down the corridor. You instinctively brace yourself and cover your eyes as the flames wash over you, but you are unharmed. The potion has worked. Feeling quite pleased with yourself, you stride confidently through the flames, completely unharmed. Let's continue on through the corridor. We also have that book that's supposed to kill the dragon, so I guess we'll be using that soon. Reaching a small rocky arch, you have to stoop to pass through. On the other side of the arch, you pause and look around. You are in a large cavern, which disappears into distant blackness. The cavern is partially lit by a misty light shaft beaming in through a hole in the roof. You cannot see a way through. As you shine your lantern around the cavern, you hear a rumble. A dull glow flickers in the blackness. Although I'm used to the smell of burning by now, I should still be careful here. Suddenly, a jet of fire shoots from the depths of the cavern, narrowly missing you, and singeing the mossy growths on the wall. You throw yourself on the ground and look up to see a large dragon stalking out of the darkness towards you. Smoke curls from its nostrils, its scaly red skin glistens with an oily covering. And there's the dragon. The beast is some 15 meters long. How will you attack the creature? So we can just do that, or we can use the Dragon Fire spell. Now, it was important that the book said that it has to be used on a dragon specifically, but this is a dragon, so let's use it. You remember DiMaggio's small leather-bound book and silently mouth the spell contained within its pages. You shout loudly at the dragon and it stops in its tracks. It cocks its head to one side and eyes you suspiciously. You fling a stone at its head and the rock bounces off its nose. The beast lets out an angry cry and breathes deeply, a roaring sound being created from within its throat. The dragon exhales and from beneath its teeth, you can see another fireball building up. You prepare yourself, and as the ball of flames come from its mouth, you cry. Akil Arif, Ikam Arif, DiMaggio. The fireball continues no further. With an agonized scream, the dragon tries to shake the flames from its snout, but there the burning continues. Squealing in agony, the dragon turns its back and leaps into the blackness, flailing its head from side to side. So we got an achievement for using the DiMaggio's hidden spell, and that is Master of Magic. I wonder in the normal dungeon, this hidden spell is probably a little bit harder to find. I think this choice was always a choice, but going through the Goblin Scourge DLC part of the mountain, we were pretty much handed this book. So, all right. Explore the dragon's cavern. With the dragon no longer a threat, you decide to explore its lair. Unfortunately, there are no piles of gold and treasure in its cave. After you have finished searching, you discover a passageway which leads out of the dragon's lair. Let's follow the passageway out. Now, unfortunately, we haven't gotten any keys this playthrough, so I don't think the reward for defeating Zagor is going to be that great, but oh well. Working your way through the tunnel, you soon reach a magnificent hallway. Lining the floor are black and white tiles, forming a checkerboard pattern all the way to the other end of the hall. At the far end of the hall is a simple wooden door. Along either side of the hall are what appear to be statues of skeletons. They are standing in place in threatening poses, armed with various weapons. The room exudes an aura of danger. This looks very bad. I don't think this is going to be easy. Okay, so we can run to the other end of the hallway. I believe we have a test here if we do that, or we can stride comfortably down the hallway. We're going to go ahead and run, because I think there is a test. As you get closer to the hallway, the skeletons come to life. They march into the center of the room to block your way. Breaking into a run, you attempt to dash past them. However, the bony hands rake your flesh multiple times. Okay, I guess that's just an automatic stamina loss. I thought there was a roll for that, but I guess I was wrong. Surrounded by skeletons with no way out, your only option is to fight them. We can heal up that damage no problem, so we will be doing that because of all the provisions I have. Alright, so both of these guys queued attacks. I can't be sure that they can't hit me, so I'm just gonna move. Okay, it's been so long since I've actually fought with my normal form. I'm trying to remember what exactly our attacks are. Okay, so they're queuing attacks. Now this one I'm fairly certain can hit me, but we'll just attack into it, get a clash if we have that possibility. I think if we move here, we'll be safe. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So I'm just going to Ethereal Feint this one. Okay, so they're both going to come after me. I don't want to get stuck in the corner. And we really don't want to directly fight them either. So this is actually a tough proposition because they're moving towards me, so I can't really move in a way that prevents them from doing that. I could do a blindside attack and hope that we move in the direction we want to. Let's try for it. Okay, well, that actually worked out somewhat. Let's go ahead and move. Yeah, I think moving is the wiser choice. I might take damage here. Okay. So, I can Ethereal Feint. That's not... let's just move. So what I'm trying to do is just prevent them from... Let's do this. Preventing them from surrounding me. Okay, we do have Ethereal Feint. This will allow us to win the clash. Okay, this one, we're going to Blindside. Okay, I don't think we can do damage to him, even if we did get that roll. Okay. Let's just straight on attack him, because I don't really have a... see, this is the problem with skeletons, is they can do this stuff. So even though I could beat him there, he keeps guarding. So let's just back off. Shouldn't be able to hit me. That one I think is going to move here, so let's try and meet him. Okay, he didn't, but now he's going to queue that move, so let's go ahead and get him now. Let's just keep attacking into him. Okay, and attack into this one. This should be a victory. Okay, we got through it. Skeletons are difficult, but we were able to get through it without taking any damage. So 15 souls, you defeated the skeletons. We're immediately going to heal ourselves with one of our provisions. There's absolutely no reason to do that, not to do that, because we have so many provisions, and this is literally like the end of the game. So, all right, we're pretty much good to go. Let's go ahead and continue after we defeated the skeletons. You reach a large wooden door, which is slightly ajar. Carefully, you ease it open a little further and poke your head around the side to see what is in the room. You see a small old man sitting at a table on his own, playing with a pack of cards. He looks quite a harmless old soul, gray-haired and bearded. He is seated. Could this man be the Warlock? If so, I need to find answers. So this is the same man that we encountered in the magic school. Knock on the door and enter, greeting the old man courteously. That's the only choice we have. Normally, you'd have more choices. This is different. I wonder if these snakes come to life, because that I do not recall seeing. I think they have changed maybe the Zagor's fight here. The old man looks up at you, accepts your greeting, and bids you to sit down. You sit at the table and notice that he is glaring at you. The whispering begins again. Not now, I need to find answers. In your mind's eye, you see the shadowy figure. It stalks your soul, fire flaring from its nostrils and flailing a black whip. The crown on its head gleams from a blue light being given off. I'm sorry, a blue light being given off by something or someone else. I'm assuming being given off by, not by something or someone else. You focus your attention on this light and see a young man dressed in robes of rich velvet and gold. His eyes are aflame with blue glow, and they are fixed directly on yours. His hands begin to sparkle with strange magical energy. You snap back to the room. The young man you saw in your mind is now sat in front of you. This must be the true form of Zagor. The Warlock gives you a mocking laugh. You seek me to find out why your beloved forest is dying, right? Yes. Are you behind this evil magic? The Warlock laughs once more, getting to his feet. You feel uneasy. You think that I'm behind this? The spawn of a demon has the gall to say I'm behind this. Spawn of a demon? What do you mean? You, my dear, have a lot to learn. The demon who stalks you is closer to you than you think. He is a fire demon from deep within the abyss, come forth to the earthly plane. So the entity that enters my mind is my father? Worse than that, he created you, an earth-based foil for some evil plan of his. That plan to destroy Darkwood Forest, I presume. Amongst other things, you'll start with your beloved forest and move on from there. I'm sorry to say, you are the cause of the Darkwood's curse. Getting up in anger, you scream at the old man. This cannot be true. The whispering begins again in earnest. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to have a fight, and it looks like the potion of invisibility that we spent our gold on is going to be useless for this fight. Getting up in anger, you scream at the old man. This cannot be... Oh, wait, we already read that. Storm towards Zagor. There's no longer any rational thought within your mind. There's only the desire to kill. Alright, we're going to fight Zagor. Alright, so I guess those snakes aren't... They're just more decoration than anything else. Okay, it's been a very long time since I fought Zagor, but I think I remember most of his moves. He has a straight line attack, and he also has a very strong diagonal attack. Now, as I've said in a previous video, I've never fought him without the invisibility potion, which I assume weakens him in some way. Well, now we actually have a tough proposition, because I have a feeling he's going to do his diagonal attack. But with this character, I can really only move or attack, and the attacks have very long cooldowns. So if I choose wrong here, I could eat a bunch of damage. So I'm just going to move back. Okay, so I kind of made the assumption that that's what he'd do. So we're going to move like this. He's going to do his long beam. Okay. Now he's going to do his diagonal attack. Now he's going to attempt to move. Now, I don't remember exactly how he moves. So we'll just move to meet. Okay. So I judged incorrectly here. I'm going to have to just fight him now. We're going to do the Flame Lance first. No, Flame Aura first. So he has a higher skill than me. First time we've actually encountered that. That was a draw. At this point, I think he is going to go with the diagonal attack because follows a pattern. Oh, all right, we're going to have to roll well again here. Okay. So now he's moving. This is where we actually would want the flame lance because... Okay, so he's attacking like that. We're going to move here. Probably going to use his beam. I don't want to get hit by that, so we're going to move. Okay, I'm going to assume he's going to move here. Let's hit him with a fireball. That's going to be an important damage that we just did there. Okay. I can't be certain of what he's going to do here, so I've got to roll off with him. So we're going to use our Flame Aura and just hope we roll better than he does. And unfortunately, we're not pulling that off. He didn't accue an attack. Ah, crap, my cooldown. So we're going to have to move away. All right, move away again. Move forward. Okay, he's probably going to move here. We'll fireball him. All right, there we go. We took him out. Took a little bit of damage, but this is a tough fight. Especially for our character. Other characters, I think, would have had an easier time with this fight. All right, so we get victory. We lost 2 stamina, and we get 7 souls. You've defeated the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Flames engulf Zagor, then suddenly he is gone. All that remains is a pile of tattered rags, the remnants of his clothes. You stagger backwards, the flames extinguishing quickly. The whispering stops. Groggily, you get to your feet and stagger to your only way forward, the door at the far end of the room. Let's open the door. The door opens to reveal a small, dimly lit room. The walls are hung with ornate curtains, laced in silver and gold. A single flame burns in one corner, throwing light on a low table in the middle of the floor. On this table is a large chest. You step up to investigate the chest, and from all around, yet from nowhere, a mysterious sound fills the room. It sounds like the rumbling of thunder clouds preparing to make a storm. Approach the chest and can see that it's held shut by 3 locks. As you approach, the noise gets louder. Okay, so we'll examine the chest more closely. Crouch down in front of the chest and look at it more closely. At its front are 3 locks. It seems that Zagor is no fool, and even after his defeat, has guarded his treasure closely. Education has taught you that this Sheka chest, a magical storage box created from an ancient form of witchcraft, items placed in it are stored on another elemental plane, and the owner can store more valuable items in special zones that can only be accessed by 3 special keys. We have none of Zagor's keys in our pack. That's all we've got to choose from. Sadly, you have not found any keys to access Zagor's chest. Still, the blood of Fire Demon courses through your veins. You only have one choice. Become the new master of Firetop Mountain. Alright, well, as I said, this particular playthrough, you have a lot of the choice taken away from you that I think you normally would have. Well, I know that you normally would have. So, of course, we're going to choose the one choice that's in front of us. You begin to laugh. This soon becomes a mad cackle, which becomes deeper in pitch and echoes throughout the mountain, and can be heard in the village of Anvil below. Orcs, goblins, and beasts alike stop in their tracks, awaiting your orders. You are the creation of a fire demon. You are under his control. You are now Ophelia Lapwing of Firetop Mountain. Alancia is on a path to certain doom. Okay, so we've got an achievement unlocked, building a better warlock, become the new master of Firetop Mountain. Now, I believe that was an option that was open to us in possible other playthroughs, but in this case, we had no choice. We had to become the master of the Firetop Mountain. So that is what we've done. Your adventure ends here. Oh, interesting. No wrap-up after that either. So, normally speaking, when you're doing a playthrough of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, you play through, let's say you beat the Warlock, what have you. I've done that multiple times, so I'm kind of more familiar with that. You either do or do not have keys. In this case, we had no keys. Part of that is because we ended up going through a different route through the mountain, and we skipped over a lot of opportunities to get keys. There were some, but we just didn't happen to get them because the placement of the keys is always randomized every playthrough. In case, depending on how many keys you have varying levels of rewards. They already kind of explained that to you. After you're done with that, usually speaking, you have some story or lore that follows after your run that gives you some explanation of what happens to you after the fact. With this, because we became the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, or the Master of the Firetop Mountain, maybe not a Warlock. Maybe it's a little bit different, I'm not exactly sure, but we didn't get that usual ending text in any case. With that being said, though, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and this run. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.